to pull up this story, though. We'll jump to this from the Post-Millennial. ICE arrests illegal immigrant from Guyana who served as Des Moines School Superintendent. Roberts entered the U.S. on a student visa in 1999. This is where the debate gets real interesting. On Friday, ICE arrested a Guyanese national who'd been serving as a superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools. Ian Andre Roberts was found to be in possession of a loaded handgun, $3,000 in cash, and a fixed-blade hunting knife. Officers approached Roberts in his vehicle after identifying themselves as immigration enforcement agents. He allegedly sped away. His vehicle was later discovered abandoned near a wooded area. Roberts was taken into custody after Iowa State Patrol assisted in locating him. He had a gun. Let's see. Des Moines School Board Chair Jackie Norris said in a statement, pursuant to the board-approved DMPS leadership succession plan, Matt Smith, Associate Superintendent, will immediately step into the role. Our priority is to provide a safe and secure and outstanding education for all students, blah, blah, blah. Oh, boy. This guy who's been here for 26 years got hired to work in our government job, and then when he was approached by ICE, he fled armed. This guy should be allowed to stay in our country?
Nope.
No way.
Send him back to South America.
I think it also speaks to a lack of verification for people who actually win elections. Like, we don't do much vetting at all of the people who win elections. We don't do mental health vetting, actual health vetting. Like, there's not much being checked for these people who win these elections. Like, that's why you have a lot of people who are mentally unstable in Congress right now. Like, why are we not checking more stuff? Like, even for me, like, I'm running in for Congress, and I'm like, I was waiting for somebody to come in, like, you know, ask me questions and say, like, hey, here's this thing you got to fill. No, there is nothing. Anybody can run for Congress.
What do you think they should ask, or how do you think they should?
I think that your mental health should be assessed. Like, but for my husband, he's an officer. His mental health has to be assessed by multiple stages of that, because he's going to be trusted to have a weapon and to go, apply the law. Like, for the Congress, they're writing legislation. You know, like, we need to know, are you actually competent? And why don't we know that?
Communist Control Act, too. We should reinstate that.
What about if people have a medical marijuana card?
You said if you have one?
If someone ran for office and won an election, but they have a medical marijuana
what do you
card?
have it for? I mean, and
mental health.
What aspect of what?
The doctor actually asks you that question when you get the medical marijuana card. Why are you back pain?
No, man.
I mean, like,
no, man. It's the
stress.
medical marijuana card is not to better my mental health. It's to worsen it.
I mean, I'm not going to speak on that one. I just want to know that people aren't, like you said, I don't want you, there's some mental health concerns that probably don't make you viable to write legislation. And that's okay. I think that's an okay thing to say. Like,
Well, I brought up weed because, like, red flag laws, things where they're like, hey, in the past you did this thing, you know.
Wait, red flag laws?
Anything like you
Red
did?
flag laws is when they say, we've determined that you're a threat to yourself and others, so we've come to confiscate your weapons.
Right. So something similar, like, we've determined you are a threat to this or that, so you can no longer run for office. Kind of something like that.
Where's that at?
yeah.
That just the way, if you're saying
I'll be
that we
more
need-
so going for basic stuff, like probably be a U.S. born citizen. I think that's a real simple benchmark. Be a U.S. born citizen. I think because right now seeing Ilhan Omar literally go to bat for Somalia from our capital blows my mind.
Yep.
I think that you should be a U.S. born citizen to be in Congress.
Well, this is the heritage American argument that the left has called white supremacy.
Yeah, no.
But when you actually talk to these guys, like Tucker Carlson was asked about this, is hilarious. He was in Australia, and they said the white supremacist great replacement theory, and he's like, white people? And then they said, well, you've argued that white people are being replaced, and he was like, no, I didn't. He was like, I said that Americans are being replaced because the interests of black Americans are the same as the interests of white Americans, and they're being replaced by immigrants.
Yes.
I also love when he was still on Fox, and he goes, black people? I don't have a problem with black people. I have a problem with white liberal women. And it's like, just comes out and say it.
I got to say, Christian, I fully believe with the hypothesis that you're stating that the popularity contest of voting and getting in office isn't good enough. Just that you can, whoever's the most popular gets
Well, it's actually a money contest. It's not even about popularity, because I'm more popular than Jonathan Jackson right now. I'm way more popular than Jonathan Jackson. He has more money than me, though.
What's he using it for?
I mean, he's using it for Ubers.
I'm kidding.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe.
So his last financial report had like $15K in Ubers.
Oh, so he's able to travel around.
I mean,
easier?
yeah, like most of his campaign money goes to Ubers and dinner.
Are you allowed to make? I guess technically you could make a campaign commercial that seems to be like pro a candidate, but it's actually not. So it's like you have it, you make an AI commercial and you do this. I think you do a disclaimer where it's like this commercial is AI generated, and then it's like he's just like a villain with twirling his mustache, being like, "I'm going to destroy your lives."
That would be awesome. I did one like that for Pritzker, and I was like, you know what? I love going to my car and not knowing if it's going to be there in the morning. I love
You're like,
that.
man, that kind of excitement,
Yeah,
you
and
just
like,
can't get anywhere.
And I love
Like on a
getting
roller coaster.
paid and
Right.
wondering how much of my check I'm going to be able to keep. Like, how much is Pritzker going to let me keep this week? Because I don't want to have enough to pay my bills. Like, I'm just, and then people like were cracking up, and they're like, yeah, this is like actually how we're living. And it's like, yeah, this is how we living.
I felt like the rich people that you said it's money can get you politics is that they use that money to buy popularity.
Yeah, or to make it appear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do, but possible, and it's very expensive. But that's basically politics.
Commercials,
because
boards.
most people at the highest level of politics, if they actually had the charisma, they wouldn't need to get into politics to get a seat in office.
Yeah.
So then what ends up happening is the people who actually want to get in to do the right thing aren't the people that are trying to sell you snake oil.
Yep.
It's
Like the Raja
rough.
guy who's running in Illinois right now. Like, literally, I cannot watch a single YouTube video without his ad coming out first.
Yeah.
Like, this
That's
man has
expensive.
to be dumping money. I can't avoid the ads. I can't.
Condolences.
He has the first spot on every video. And he's like, yeah, my name has 26, my last name has 26 letters. And if yours does,
That's
I
too many.
understand your plight. I was like, what?
Disqualified.
Who approved this campaign?
I get along with Bernie Sanders when he says get money out of politics, although it's a little
does that mean?
hyperbolic. Exactly. Like it's so
he
undefined.
has-
Because me talking right now is worth $1,200 an hour. I mean, this amount of publicity at least.
You can't do it because let's say there was a local race in town and it was, Ian versus this local pastor who's lived in the town for his whole life. Just by being on this show, no one's going to hear who that guy is, and he can't afford it, and you're not spending any money to be here.
Because you would use the
In fact,
money.
you're getting money to be here.
People would use the money to buy a seat on a show like this. So it's like,
Well, we don't
get
allow
money
that.
out of
Well, that's
politics,
why
but
Serge
you can
we bought
still
you.
make a
don't-
YouTube video and have 1 million subscribers.
I'll be honest. We don't allow people to pay to come on the show, but there are a lot of shows that do, and I know who they are, but I'm not going to call them out.
Sure. Yeah,
not
you
good.
booking agents.
You need to bring back earned media. And that's one thing I think has really been great about my campaign is that all of the placements I've gotten have been earned. And they've been earned because I was, I said something that aligned for people. Like I haven't paid for any of the, spots that I've had, any of my accounts that have grown. It's been because people resonated with what I said. So I think that for a lot of these politicians, like if you go look at all of Jonathan Jackson's pages, mine dwarf his, and it's because I'm relatable to the people in Congressional District 1, but also Illinois. Like Illinoisans understand my story. He hasn't had any real struggles that are relatable to Illinoisans. The struggle of being a Nepo, like, okay, that's tough, I guess. Living in your dad's, shadow, but it's like he's just not a relatable leader for Illinois, and that's why he really does need to kind of relinquish the position and be voted out because Illinois is in dire need of true politicians who will actually do the work of writing relevant legislation.
This democratization of media narrative with internet video is great for politics in a way, but at the same time, there's still the popularity contest where the most beautiful click button person will get without any substance. It's possible still. I don't know how to, like you're saying, like,
Well, that's human nature, so you can't get human nature out of it, though.
and beauty helps a politician.
Yeah,
Even when they're in office, go
Yeah.
do diplomacy overseas and things like that.
But charisma is also important for a politician. So I think that, trying to get rid of charisma is not really the goal because at the end of the day, if you're trying to get legislation pushed through that helps your state, you do have to be able to implore people and get them on your side to actually vote for your bill. Right now, if you go look at a lot of legislators, like from your own state or wherever you all live, most of them are not getting any real legislation pushed through. They're literally writing like 50 bills and like they're never even getting voted on. Like go look at what the stage that most of these bills are stuck at. They're literally stuck at the beginning stage, never even got put on the floor to talk about.
Because there's no one to speak about the bill to the populace. There's no one charismatic enough.
Like Congress isn't even talking about the bill. That's how bad it is. Like they'll write a bill and then Congress isn't even talking about it.
That's
Like it's getting thrown in the back like trash can.
That's what Congress wants, though. The
not
less
working.
they have to do, the happier they are. Because if you
It looks
actually
like.
vote on something, then you're going to be held to account by your constituents. If you don't do anything, then you can be like, well, it was them darn Republicans. Or,
Yeah.
well, it was them
It
darn
can't be from
Democrats.
it.
We couldn't do it. And it was the Democrats being
And it was the
obstructionists, the
president.
Republicans being obstructionists. So the incentive is to not do anything except for the very benign, simple things.
You might not be wrong.
It's true, man. That's why you see. That's why there's always an omnibus bill. That's why we always have such an issue.
Bunch of rush work.
Yeah, and look. Next week there's the issue with whether or not there's going to be a shutdown. Democrats are trying to blame Donald Trump, and the Republicans are saying, well, if the Republicans would just sit down and talk to us, and the Republicans are like,
we're not giving you health care.
We're not giving you health care for illegals. Just pass a clean CR, which is a continuing resolution to pay for it. That's all they're going to say is just pass a clean CR. Pass a clean CR. Just pass a clean CR without anything. We're not giving you any kind of funding for illegal health care because that's what they want. And they're going to try and blame it on each other and be like, well, it's their fault. Well, it's their fault. And really, at the end of the day, they're happy if they don't have to put their name on anything. Mm-hmm. So,
I guess somehow defying the popularity contest of politics, I am concerned with people developing reasons why you can't do it if you're an American citizen. Like a stupidity test is like, it's been 200 years that we haven't allowed
Our
a stupidity.
intellect has to be.
I don't know. I might be
for
for that. Yeah, universal suffrage. I'm not a big fan of.
Who gets to write the stupidity test? That's the problem.
That's fair. And those old tests they would do were like trick questions. But I believe there should be some kind of barrier for voting.
Yeah,
for voting, that's different than running. Okay, for voting,
I don't know. I saw all the tests my husband had to go through, and that was a lot of evaluations just, to be an officer. I'm like, if you go on to Capitol Hill, like, they need to check these people more. Like, I don't think this should be.
Could you imagine if, like, AOC was unable to get there? Like, she won the election, but then they were like, you failed the test.
Don't even let them run, though. Don't even waste the time on running because then people lost their candidate. Like, I don't know, like, I think that it's a huge privilege to be able to go and represent a whole district. It's 770,000 people in my district. If I can't even comprehend their concerns, how could I ever represent 770,000 people if I can't comprehend what their concerns are and then what are the tools I can use to fix their concerns?
Well, how does Jasmine Crockett do it?
She's not doing it. She hasn't passed any legislation.
That's the point.
She hasn't had a single piece go through.
She can't comprehend what her constituents are.
No, and she doesn't even like her constituents. She said multiple times that she doesn't think Texas should lead anything. She hates Texas.
Where's she from?
From St. Louis.
Yeah.
She's not from Texas.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How long has she lived in Texas?
Just long enough to get a job.
I think she moved there right before. Yeah,
Well, I think you should have to live in your state for at least 5 years before you run for state office.
I'm not opposed to that.
At least 5 years.
Like for me, I'm like, I actually wouldn't have met the 5 years because I was in Texas for 4 years, but I'm born and raised in Illinois. I've lived my entire life. I'm 35 in Illinois with the exception of 4 years. So it's like, I understand what's happening in Southern Illinois, which is why I get what's happening in the southern portion of my district because the Will County and Kankakee County area is just like where I grew up. It's rural, it's slower pace, it's farming and it's working class people who just need for life to be a little bit more predictable because their income is predictable. They get the same check every 2 weeks. They can't afford for prices to just be skyrocketing. And then you have the city life. So it's like, I think you should have to live in your state and really get it.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.